Welcome. My name is Taria, and I am the CEO and the owner of Mayabug Consulting Services. And many of you probably know me as the installer and the lead trainer of the Peak Performers Institute. Today I'm here to talk to you about what it means to be a virtual CEO of your company or of your business. But before I get into my presentation, I just wanted to take a brief minute to give a huge shout out and thank you to Odessa Hopkins, affectionately known as Lady O. Thank you so much for hosting such a wonderful and awesome platform, to have many women share their stories. So it has been simply amazing to work alongside with you on this project for the past 2 weeks. I've had the opportunity to meet many of these as broadcasts. So Lady O, thank you so much for starting the Sorority of Survivors and hosting such an awesome platform for us to come together and words of empowerment. But before I get started, I just wanted to tell you a little bit about who this broadcast is for. Okay, so this broadcast is going to be for people who are looking to increase their marketing efforts. You want to attract more leads and more prospects to your business, and you want to be able to attract people to your business on a regular and consistent basis. Okay, so before I get into my presentation, I just want to start by telling you a little bit about myself and how I got started on my journey of entrepreneurship. I started 4 years ago after I left working for one of the top Fortune 500 companies. And I was very unhappy. I'm just going to say it. There's no two ways around it. I was working very long hours, tired, stressed, and certainly did not feel that I was walking in my purpose. I spent long days. Sometimes my days would consist of 12 to 14-hour days. And at the end of the day, when I got home, I just felt depleted. I felt drained. I felt like as if I had nothing left to give my family, nothing left over for my kids, nothing left over for my husband. And needless to say, I was just not in a good place. So I decided, to leave and start my own business. Okay, yes, the entrepreneur bug bit me, and I had an idea. Okay, and my idea was I wanted to offer my services to people who I felt needed it the most, people who I felt I could make a difference with. Okay, and that was the entrepreneurs and the small business community. Okay, so 4 years ago, I started on this journey. Now, needless to say, when I came up with that idea, oh my gosh, I had no idea of what it would entail, okay, to actually have, own, operate, run your own business. Okay, so today I'm going to share with you some of the things that I've learned along this journey of being not just a CEO, but a virtual CEO. You see, I wanted to create a company, for myself that would allow me to still provide the type of services I provide no matter where I am in the world, okay? After being chained to a desk and working all those long hours, I felt like as if I had to buy my freedom, okay? So I always started, and I still do to this day, keep the idea of no matter what it is I'm doing, I'm supposed to be able to do that from anywhere in the world. Okay, so I've learned a few things, along the way of doing that I'll be happy to share with you on the virtual CEO presentation. So let's go ahead, jump right in, get started, and I hope that you are able to find value from this presentation. Giving. I believe right now we are in a giver's, what you call a giver's economy. Okay? And the person who outgives their competition out earns their competition. So I'm just going to go ahead and repeat that again. The person who outgives their competition will out earn their competition. So right now I want you guys to just take a minute and look above the video, and there are a couple of share buttons. There's a Facebook share button, there's a Twitter share button, or even if you're on LinkedIn or Google Plus or even Pinterest, just go ahead and take a minute to share this with your network. Just go ahead and type right into the SOS virtual chat room. The person who outgives their competition out earns their competition. And my biggest takeaway along this journey of becoming a virtual CEO is that givers are champions. Okay, givers are champions. The person who gives their competition will earn their competition, and givers are champions. So let's take a look at this a little bit deeper. Let's take a look at these top companies. What do Tesla Motors, Zyrtec, YouTube, and the food court in the malls all have in common? That's right. They each have a giver's strategy. So I'm going to stop here and I'm going to pause for a moment. How many of you out there suffer from allergies? Have you ever went to your doctor and told your doctor that you're suffering from allergies? What's the first thing that they do? They give you these little samples, right? Okay, and they say, well, go ahead and try this. And they give you the samples for you to try, okay? And then you try the medication, it works, and then eventually you end up, getting a prescription or patronizing that company. But the same thing, I've noticed that well, right now I'm wearing my glasses, but I also wear a contact lens. Okay, so I paid attention to this a few years ago. Whenever there's a new brand on the market or there's a new type of contact lens on the market, what do the optometrists, what do they give you? They give you what's called a trial pair. Okay, so you're able to actually take the product home, try the product, and then if you like it and it fits, then you end up, purchasing or staying with the product. So it's a wonderful strategy that these top companies have incorporated in their marketing efforts to attract their clients or their prospects. Okay. So my question to you today is, do you have a giver strategy for your business? So let's explore this a little bit more. How do you actually turn giving into profits? So that's a question that I had to ask myself. How do I actually turn the art or the process of giving into profits? Well, first, I had to learn 7 things, and I'm going to walk you through 7 steps today to turn giving into profits. So the first step, we're going to start with the law of I am. And so many of you are familiar with I am. It's a very powerful declarative statement, okay? But today, I am is going to mean something a little bit different. I want you to keep in mind that people pay you with 3 things. First, they pay you with their information. Second, they pay you with their actions. And third, they pay you with their money. So I'm going to cover that once again. People pay you first with their information, second with their actions, and third with their money. So if you ever take it out of that order, you will cut your revenue by 80%. The second thing I had to learn was how to filter my leads and prospects. From the sea of people that I meet and I encounter every day, whether it's at networking events, whether it's at a conference, or in general conversation, how do I filter who are my leads and my prospects from everyone else? This actually got me to thinking. You see, I had to learn the difference between a lead and a prospect. So I'm going to take some time today to explain to you the difference between what a lead is and what a prospect is. So we're going to get some good definitions today. A lead is simply someone who's interested in my products, my services, my mission, or my brand. So I'm going to repeat that and say that to you again. A lead is someone who's interested in my product, my services, my mission, or my brand. A prospect is somebody who's a little bit different. A prospect is someone who has indicated by their actions that they're interested in your products, your services, your mission, or your brand. So I'm going to say that one more time. A prospect is someone who has indicated by their actions. Actions is the key word here, that they're interested in your product, your service, your mission, or your brand. Step number 3, I had to learn the goal of marketing in my business. Now, this is a very important one because sometimes people seem to mistake sales and they seem to mistake marketing and really don't know the difference between the two. So the goal of marketing is actually to do two things. The goal of marketing is to attract leads and generate prospects. Okay? And that's the goal of marketing. Simply to attract leads and generate prospects. So like I mentioned before, sometimes people confuse the two. So I myself in the beginning fell into the business trap. Okay? And the business trap is, because I do things to market my business, I started to think automatically that would generate clients for me. Okay? But marketing does not generate clients. Sales is the process that creates clients or generate your clients. Marketing is the process of attracting and generating people to your business. 4, I had to learn some formulas. Yes, y'all, I had to go back to school and learn some formulas, okay? And I had to learn the virtual CEO formulas. Formula number 1, what is a lead? A lead is someone who has expressed an interest in your product or your service, but there's no action. That's simply a lead. Formula number 2, I had to learn the formula of a prospect. And a prospect, once again, is someone who has interest, plus they have actions. Okay? And that equals a prospect. Then I even had to learn that there was a formula for a client. And the formula for clients are people who have interest, they have taken action, and they also have seriousness. And what I mean by seriousness is they have taken a series of consistent actions, okay, to let me know that they're interested in my product, my service, my mission, and my brand. Okay? So always remember this. A serious prospect and a client is the same thing. Step number 5, I had to learn how to convert. Okay, and so this is one of the things that like I love teaching my clients how to do, the process of conversion. Okay, so first, how do you convert people into leads? How do you convert your leads into prospects? And then you want to convert your prospects into clients, and then finally your clients into referrals. Okay? So I just want to pause here for just one brief moment. And I want you to take a look at this and have this really sink in for a moment. If you notice that this is a circle, okay? And I like to call it the conversion circle. So how do you keep bringing people around into your circle? Convert people into leads, convert your leads into prospects, convert your prospects into clients, and ultimately get your clients to provide you with referrals. Okay? Now, with that being said, I also had to understand that there were 3 critical roles in being a CEO. Now, I had the opportunity to read the E-Myth a couple years ago, and I surely wish that I read it before I started out on my journey. But I remember as I started reading the E-Myth, the first couple of chapters really got depressing for me because I identified so much with the technician. Okay, and if any of you guys had the opportunity to read the E-Myth, he really breaks down the story or the process of entrepreneurship into 3 critical roles. So I identified right away with the technician or the employee. So you see, when I started out first, I was an employee of my own business because I did all the work. I did everything on my own. Okay. So I just left really one job, to work, a job on my own. Okay. So, which is not really a bad thing because it's necessary. Okay. And I do believe that there is value and there's a learning process in everything that we do. But I just wanted to share with you when I started reading that book. I mean, it took me back. I was like, oh my gosh, I felt that there was no hope. Okay. Then I started to read a little further, and then I realized that there was hope. Okay. So the next step in the process of being a CEO in your company is you become the supervisor. And what does that mean? That means that you're in a position now to have people on your team. So you start bringing in an assistant, okay? Whether it be an in-person assistant or it's a virtual assistant, then your role shifts and your role changes. You become a supervisor. So now you're managing the people in your company. Then ultimately, I had to understand and I had to learn that the most important role is to actually be the CEO of my company. And what the CEO does, or what a CEO is someone who simply creates and manages the process of their company. Manage the process or the processes of their company. Okay? So I think we've all heard it before. We've heard the saying that if you want to have something done right, you do it what? You do it yourself. So today I'm going to challenge you. If you want to have something done right in your business, you put a process into place, a simple process that everyone will be able to follow, and you won't have to keep recreating that wheel over and over again. Okay, so let's just take a minute to just to go over it one more time. Employees manage the tasks within their companies. Supervisors manage the employees within the company. CEOs manage the process within the company. Okay, so once again, there's employees, there's supervisors, there's CEOs, and then I realized that there was one missing step. The missing role is the virtual CEO. So let's take a minute to discuss and explore what exactly is a virtual CEO. A virtual CEO is someone who automatically and virtually manages the processes within a company. So I'm going to repeat that again. Someone who automatically and virtually manage the processes within a company. This is buying back your time, y'all. Buying back your time. So introducing the ultimate automated revenue generating system. Okay, so many of you want to know how to consistently attract leads and generate prospects for your business, how to turn the art of giving into profits. So I'm going to introduce you to an automated revenue system, and it's called the One Penny Marketing System. So I know many of you are saying to yourself, One Penny Marketing System, exactly what is that and how does it work? First, you have to choose a gift. That's right. Remember we said in the beginning, okay, he who outgives their competition will out earn their competition. So a lot of times when I have this conversation with my clients and I talk about the art of giving in their business, sometimes people really go back to thinking, well, do I have to give away my products and services, or do I have to always give a discount? I don't really want to give a discount, all the time, or, lose money, from the company. So I challenge them all the time to take a step back and change the thinking or the way how they see giving. Okay, so let's take a look at ways that you could provide value to your prospects, provide value, additional value to your clients. It doesn't always have to be something that you're physically giving away. So sometimes it might be just an ebook. It might be a free report filled with information, things that your audience may find of value. Okay, it might be your audio, videos. Okay, so be creative. What are some of the things that you could offer on a regular and consistent basis that would provide value to your leads and your prospects? Then we're going to use a text message system to facilitate your giveaway. Okay, so that always becomes another question and another area of concern when I actually talk to people. I see them doing things and it's labor intensive for them to actually provide value to their prospects or value to their clients. So how do you create a system, or how do you put in place a system that would allow you to provide value on an automated process on a regular and consistent basis? So I'm going to show you how we can now use text messaging, okay, to do that. So right now you're taking a look at the screen and you could see an example of my business cards. And this is just examples right here on how I use my text messaging system to attract leads and generate prospects. Okay, so I always give them the opportunity to take an action. So remember, we said it in the beginning. How do you define who is a lead and how do you define a prospect? Okay, so you always have to make sure that you're giving actions for people to take so you could separate your prospects from your leads. Okay, so as you can see right here on the back of my business cards, you always have the opportunity to text the keyword. That's an action that I want you to take. Text the keyword to the number. And for those that do, it says to me, okay, that they have now stepped out of the pack of leads and they're now into the arena of being a prospect. Next, I have them respond to a link with the squeeze page. So now this goes back. Remember, we also said in the beginning, people pay you what? People pay you first with their information, second with an action, and thirdly with their money. Okay? So with your squeeze page, this is your opportunity for you to collect the information. And remember, if you ever take it out of order, you will cut your revenue by 80%. Okay? And for those that may have not realized what a squeeze page looks like, so this is a sample of the squeeze page where you're simply collecting the first name information. Some of you might want to collect last name. It might be the cell phone, email addresses, whatever information you find important that you need to know on your prospects to allow you to serve them better. You collect the information. Now, just as an aside, only collect the information that you're going to use. Okay, so if you're not using particular information as to how you're going to provide value to your prospects, don't ask for it. Okay, and remember to always keep it short. Okay, and last but not least, this is one of my favorite parts. This is what I like to call my unpaid employees. So I know every time I say this, I get like a whole bunch of in the room. Unpaid employees. So how do you actually go viral? How do you have your prospects or your clients refer you to their network? So we're going to cover that in the One Penny marketing system. Okay, and this is just a brief example of what a viral referral form looks like, where once again they could receive more value or additional value from you if they share your information with their friends on social media. So the One Penny marketing system, just to recap, consists of three systems in one. Okay, so let's just take a minute to just do a brief recap. So once again today, as virtual CEOs of your business, I'm going to challenge you to change your thinking. I'm going to challenge you to replace your revenue goal in your business with your list goal. Okay, so instead of thinking, how much money do I want to generate in my business today? How many prospects do I want to get on my list today? So with that being said, I would like to encourage each of you to start to develop your giver's goal. Start to think on strategies and ways that you could give your way to profits. Because I know we've all heard it, and we've heard it over and over and over again. The money is in the list, the money is in the list, and the money is in the list. But what list? What list are we exactly referring to? Well, I'm going to share with you. The money is in the list, but it's in the list of qualified prospects. Okay? So the money is in your list, and it's in the list of qualified prospects. So how do you create a list or generate a list of people who you could consider your ideal market, people who are your ideal prospects, so you could convert them into your clients? Okay? You could simply do that by using a giver strategy. And so today, what I want to do, I want to give back to the members of SOS. I want to give back to the members of the Sorority of Survivors. So I'm offering a free 30-minute discovery session where I would have the opportunity to speak with you on a one-on-one basis so I could learn more about you, your business, your product, your service, your mission, or your brand, and help you develop a strategy for giving, a strategy to help you identify who are your leads in the sea of people that we meet every day. Identify who are your prospects, the people who are, ready to work with you, and how to identify your serious prospects so you could convert them into clients. So once again, I'm offering a free 30-minute discovery session. Simply go ahead and text the word givers to 240-747-7115. Once again, that number is 240-747-7115, and text the word givers, GIVERS. And what that will do, that would send you a link to my calendar, and you could schedule a time that's best and convenient with you to take advantage of your 30-minute discovery session. Once again, I would like to say a special thank you for Odessa for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the SOS broadcast. To the members of the Sorority of Survivors, I'm wishing each and every one of you continued success and have a blessed day. Thank you. Bye-bye.